All right, let's dive into one of the biggest names in home comfort, Carrier. Specifically, we're going to break down their premium air conditioning line, the Infinity series. We're going to look at it like a technician would to really see what makes this technology tick. I heard a seasoned HVAC pros say this once, and it just hits the nail on the head. When you hear Cadillac, you're not just thinking about a basic appliance, right? You're thinking top tier, luxury, fully loaded, and that's exactly the reputation the Infinity series has.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at what makes it their flagship line. Then we'll get into the smarts and the efficiency. After that, we'll talk about the experience, how it feels and sounds. We'll check out its durability, and finally, we'll get to the big one. Is it worth your money? Okay, so what is the Infinity series? Well, simply put, it's Carrier's best stuff. It's their premier lineup, where they put all their best technology and comfort features. And that goes for whether you need a big central air system for your whole house or one of those sleek, ductless mini splits. This is the absolute peak of their engineering. Now for the really cool part, how this system's brain and its engine work together. Because this is where all that complex engineering turns into real, actual savings that you'll see on your energy bills every month. First, we got to talk about a little something called SEER2. The easiest way to think about it is like MPG for your car, but for your air conditioner. It's the new government standard that tells you how much cool air you get for the electricity you use. All you got to remember is, the higher the number, the more efficient it is. Simple as that. And this is where the Infinity series just shines. The central AC units can hit a SEER2 rating of up to 24. For perspective, that is exceptionally efficient. And get this, some of their ductless models go even higher than that. I mean, that's just astounding for the HVAC world. So how does it pull off those crazy high numbers? Well, it comes down to the core technology. A traditional AC is basically like a drag racer. It's either full blast on or completely off. The Infinity, though, it's like putting your car on cruise control. Its variable speed compressor can just gently hum along at as low as 25% power, perfectly maintaining the temperature. It sips electricity instead of guzzling it. And the brain running this whole cruise control operation, that's the Infinity system control. And trust me, this is not your grandma's thermostat. It's a full-on command center. The parts of your system, the outside unit, the inside unit, the control, they're all constantly talking to each other, optimizing everything. You can even control the whole shebang from an app on your phone. All right, so all that tech is super impressive. But what does it actually mean for you living in your house every day? Let's talk about what you feel, and maybe more importantly, what you don't hear. Just look at these numbers. The difference is staggering. An Infinity unit running on low can be around 55 decibels. That is literally quieter than two people having a normal conversation. Technicians will tell you it's one of the quietest systems you can possibly buy. And that's something we hear from homeowners all the time. You know that loud ker-chunk your old AC makes when it kicks on? Yeah, that's gone. This thing ramps up so gently and runs so quietly that people literally go outside to check if it's even on. It just hums along. And that quiet, slow operation has another massive payoff: your comfort. Because it runs for longer, slower cycles, it does an incredible job of pulling humidity out of the air. You get rid of those annoying hot and cold spots in your house. It just creates this perfectly stable environment where the air feels just right all the time. So it's smart, it's efficient, and it's quiet. But is it tough? A premium system has to be built to last. Let's take a look at the construction and what it takes to get one of these installed. You don't have to be an expert to see the difference here. On the Infinity series, you get this beefy, louvered steel guard that's like a suit of armor for the delicate parts inside. Now compare that to the basic wire grill on other models. Which one do you think is going to stand up better to a hailstorm or a stray soccer ball? It's a huge deal for long-term durability. Now, this is not a weekend DIY project. This is a highly sophisticated system that needs a real professional to install and configure it correctly. But here's the payoff. Once it's set up, it's smart enough to help take care of itself. It can adjust its own performance, it can send an alert to your HVAC company if it senses a problem, and it'll even pop up a reminder on the thermostat telling you when to change the filter. So after going through all the incredible tech, the next level comfort, and the rock-solid build quality, we have to face the elephant in the room. This thing has a premium price tag. So who is it actually for? Is it worth the investment?
Look, let's be real, the Infinity series is not for every budget, but it is the absolute perfect choice for a certain type of homeowner. If you're someone who values having the most efficient system possible, if you can't stand the noise of a clunky old AC, if you love smart home tech, and if you see this as a long-term upgrade to your home's value, then yeah, it starts to make a whole lot of sense. So it really all boils down to this one question. The Infinity series is pretty much the peak of what's possible in home climate control today. And the final question isn't just about the cost, but about how much you value creating that perfect, comfortable environment in your own home. What is that worth to you?